We have a new toy, and it's the Wainlux K8 laser engraving and cutting machine. Now this was kindly sent to us by Wainlux for review, and we're extremely happy they sent it to us. I love the cube style and the classy black exterior, and this cute little machine is way cheaper than you might think. So what's in the box? Well, first of all, we have the user manual, and as user manuals go, this is a pretty decent one. It's well illustrated throughout, which I think makes a world of difference when you are trying to set up something like this, and the instructions are nice and easy to read. And the manual also has a nice table of frequently asked questions at the end, and they are handy for any troubleshooting questions you may have. Next in the box is a materials pack. It's always nice to get a few goodies when you buy a new laser, and this one includes a few things to get you started. We received some adhesive vinyl, some leather, although I'm pretty sure this was faux leather, craft paper, which is more like a heavy cardstock, some wood, and they don't specify what it is, but it looks like plywood, what looks like some black scratch paper, and some metal business cards. Now we're at the machine itself, and at this point, as we were unpacking it, we almost jumped with joy because we realised that we wouldn't have to assemble it. It's all fully self-contained and ready to go in the box. Well, almost ready to go. We do have to connect a few things, but at least there were no screws or bolts, Allen keys or anything else that indicated we'd have to build our own machine. So we started by peeling off some of the protective plastic on the front and the back of the machine, and then opened up the front door, and lo and behold, we found some more goodies. So we took them out, and in the first box we found a couple of dog tags, a marker pen, a window mirror, an L-shaped locator, a brush, and a Type-C USB cable. And in the other box was the power supply cable. Then we peeled off the inside door protective covering, and there was also one on the back of the laser. And finally, we just plugged in the power source to the machine. We were also sent an air purifier. That is an optional accessory, but nice if you are working inside or in a small enclosed area. We filmed inside and it was a godsend, but more on that later. To connect it, we just had to attach one end of the duct pipe to the side of the laser engraver and the other to the top of the air purifier. So okay, setup is complete, and now we're ready for the software. The first thing we needed to do was to download the drivers, which are available for both PC and Mac. You essentially have to load the drivers onto the included SD card, which you can find on the inside of the back of the machine. And once the drivers are on the card, you pop it back into the slot. It's a micro SD, so keep in mind that you may need an adapter on some computers. And now for the software itself. This machine uses CutLabX software, and it was easy to install, and it looks nice, but I have to admit that neither of us were particularly enamoured with it. It has a number of issues that need sorting out, particularly for the desktop version. I mean, simple things like an undo button. Is there one that I'm missing? I think we'll end up using Lightburn for this, but for this video we went with the CutLabX software. This machine uses both USB and Wi-Fi. However, if you want to make use of the camera functionality, you do have to have it connected to Wi-Fi. And the camera is a must in my opinion. Without it, I'm not sure how you would be able to position things accurately. It made a huge difference when trying to line up text on a coaster, for example. Perhaps if your focus is mostly on wood model kits or similar, then the camera may not be as critical, but for other things like coasters, metal business cards, and tags, for example, then it is a must. They do have a preview button, so it will frame, but sometimes it can be a bit difficult to see through the protective screen, so the camera is perfect for aligning everything nicely. I did notice that I had to press the camera option twice in some cases. The first press would reveal a washed out image, and the second press would make it much clearer. Now let's take a look at some of the features of this machine. The Wainlux K8 that we have here is a 10 watt machine, but you can also purchase a 2.5 or a 5 watt. You can see the cutting capacity of each of the machines in this table, and obviously the 10 watt is going to cut greater depth, so keep that in mind when deciding on which one to purchase. Now this machine has two doors, so you can access it from either the front or the back. Now this makes it really easy to get in and give it a good clean, and we found that wet wipes do the best job here. Even so, I really would like the ability to remove the working plate in order to give it a thorough cleaning. Having said that, they do include a dust tray which allows you to easily remove dust or debris that has fallen into the base of the machine. And speaking of doors, it's worth noting that opening the door while it is running will instantly pause the machine, and when you close it again, it will restart. Now this is a great safety feature, and it makes it a perfect first laser machine for older children. I also like the lighting on the side of the machine. When it's running, the light will be blue, and when the project is completed, the light will turn white. This made it easy to tell from a distance if the machine had finished the job. Now you can purchase an air purifier for this machine, and though it's only little, it actually works quite well. You're still going to get a bit of burning smell, so it's not going to keep that smell away completely, but you can really tell the difference between having it on and not having it on. When you turn it on, everything lights up, and this is the filter light indicator, which shows you the status of the filter, so it lets you know when you need to change the filter. The filter can easily be accessed by using the locks on the side, and you can lift it out and replace it with a new one. You can see that this one has already seen a bit of work. The Purifier has 3 power settings, so all you need to do to change them is to press the button, conveniently labelled button. So let's take a look and see how easy it is to create a project. First of all, the plate is where you place your material, and you're looking at a working area of 130mm by 130mm. So you place your material on the plate, and then you lower the focus lever, and you use the dial on the side of the machine to raise or lower the plate. And when you get it in position, you can return the focus lever to its original position. Then over in the software, you need to import your image, and if you are using the camera, you need to click the camera icon at the top of the screen. This will allow you to resize and position the image over your material. And then you just click on the Cut Layer panel and add your settings. And by the way, all of the settings we use for these projects will be on the website, so check for the link in the description field below. Now you can click Preview, and this will frame the object, so you can see if it will engrave in the right spot. And once you're happy with everything, you can click Start, and away it goes. Now for some reason we started filming from the back of the laser, so everything was upside down, but we did end up filming from the front so we can better see what's going on. And it's doing a beautiful job. I really love engraving on MDF, as it always comes out perfectly. Now this is a text-only design, and the file is available from Creative Fabrica. I will put a link to this design and all the other designs used in the video in the description field below. And this was our very first attempt at engraving on the Wainlux, so we were pretty happy with the result. For our second project, we used a piece of craft cardstock that came in the materials kit with the machine. Now we chose a Christmas theme, as we thought this was quite cute and would make a nice card. Again, the file for this design came from Creative Fabrica, so check for the link in the description field below. Now it came out great considering we were guessing the settings on this one. We went with 8000 speed and 50% power. Now the Wainlux engraves really well on cardstock, and because we make cards and journals, we were pretty pleased with the result. Next we thought we might try a metal dog tag. This also came in the materials pack and was so tiny, so we definitely used the camera on this one. We were able to add text in the software and resize and move it around to get it into the best position using the camera. This engraved beautifully, although maybe the settings could have been a bit more intense. Now to see how well this machine cuts. We had some round coaster files and we thought we'd like to try one from that bundle. This was a nice lace pattern and we used MDF for this one. It cut quite well, but I think the power could have been increased a little on this one. The pieces did all pop out, but some were a little bit of a struggle. But we were very happy with the result though. We think it looks lovely. For our second cutting test, we decided to cut one of the model kits that are freely available in the software, and we went with the Dragonfly project. We cut it using 2 pieces of plywood that came with the machine and then realised that we forgot to change to the second page, so we ended up cutting the same thing twice. So then we tried some balsa and some MDF, but the pieces wouldn't fit correctly. We realised at this point we needed the exact thickness to make this work, so a trip to our local hardware store was needed to get the same 3mm plywood. Thankfully, this worked beautifully with most pieces cutting cleanly. I think a little more power might have done the trick, as there were a couple of pieces that had to take a bit of brute force to remove them from the plywood, but I love the final result. One hobby of mine is making greeting cards, so I wanted to test the machine out on cardstock. So I chose a file from Creative Fabrica and thought this came out great. Now, it did take a little bit of time to get all the pieces out, but I absolutely loved the result. So 2 thumbs up to Wainlux for this one. It turned out really, really well. Next we tried a metal business card and we added our website URL to it. It was our first attempt and it came out okay, but not great. I think our settings were way too intense. At this point we didn't have any recommended settings to go with, so we were just testing things out as we went. We should have contacted Wainlux sooner, as they did send us a list of settings when we finally asked them for it. When we redid the job using the recommended settings of 3000 speed and 25 power, the result was greatly improved, as you can see here. In the materials pack were a couple of pieces of scratch paper. Now, I've never worked with this, so I had no idea what settings to use. Again, we hadn't contacted Wainlux at this point for a settings list, so on our first attempt we just took a guess. It came out okay, but not really what I was expecting. You can see when we scratch the paper it reveals a beautiful vibrant colours under the surface, and that's not what we achieved with the tiger image. When we got the recommended settings from Wainlux, we did see more colours show up, but still not that exciting. I think more testing is required for this one. So, what are our final thoughts? Well, I can sum it up in one sentence. Love the machine. The software, not so much. So we will do another video using the machine with Lightburn to see how it goes. I think it would make a perfect gift for the home hobbyist. So, those are our thoughts and those are our trials. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.